Okay. Hi, everyone. Sue Matsuki for Nightlife Exchange with another Sue's Muse. Today, I have some people that I adore, and they're more than muses. They're friends, and they are extremely talented. Please welcome Nick and Desi.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hi, how are you?
Good. How you
Listen,
doing?
I want to start right off the bat. You have both had major health issues. Nick, I
Yes.
mean, the worst nightmare of a singer is to have it was throat cancer or tongue cancer. What was
Tongue
it?
cancer. Yeah, it was oral
Oh,
cancer,
Lord.
tongue cancer. Yeah.
So scary.
Yeah.
And this was about a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago, yeah, I was diagnosed August 30th. I found out the prognosis, which was tongue cancer. And so then I had surgery on October
Third.
3rd, October 3rd. So we had so many things planned in September between concerts and trips and New York trips and auditions. Like there was a bunch of things, so we needed to be available for September. And they're like, yeah, no, let's schedule. And actually, the scheduling of the surgeon was the perfect October 3rd. We had a show October 2nd in LA, and then boom, October 3rd surgery. Took me out, and then I had 6 weeks of radiation therapy and chemotherapy that lasted until early December. And then started to
Yes,
work
it's
and get
about a year
my
ago
voice.
already.
Yeah,
Think
yeah,
about it.
exactly. I
What
was
was the show that
finishing.
I saw? How long was the show that I saw at Greenworm where your voice was, I would say, 85 to 90% back because
Is
I know
that
your
Jin?
voice.
January.
That was
I
January.
don't know how
So
he did that.
I'm a little overachiever, kind of
Yes.
like optimistic. So I was like, no, I'll be fine. January 10th, right? I think it
And
was.
you were okay.
I
You
was
just
okay.
there was
no, you
little
were,
things.
I always say some people at their worst are better than most people at their best. So you guys would classify in that category. But,
Yes.
not if I didn't know your voice and know what you were capable of, that
Mhm.
voice was perfectly fine and no one would have known the better. But
Yeah. Yeah.
how, let me ask you, when you first heard the prognosis,
Yeah.
what was that feeling? I mean, this is our soul. It's not just our art, it's our soul. And in your case, it's your living, it's your
Yeah.
livelihood.
Yeah.
What was that first impression? And I mean, you seem like a glass half full kind of guy, but
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. There's always some kind of liquid in the glass, so I was focused on the liquid, and that's how empty it is. It's just it is what it is. Like I found out, and I was like, okay, what do I need to do to get rid of it? And the Desi jokes that are the ENT who gave me the news doesn't have any bedside manners. He can't even the first appointment. He like scoped my throat. He's like, "There's an irregular swelling on the left side of the tongue, and I don't like that this is swollen. I had a swollen lymph node, and I didn't have a cough or cold." And then he's like, "It's probably cancer." Like
And
the
you didn't
first
tell
meeting,
me
and I
anything.
I was
And
like,
I didn't.
I was like, okay,
Thanks a
don't
lot.
you want to wait until like you get the
really,
biopsy first, like before telling me or quote unquote scaring me? But then I went back a few weeks later after the biopsy, and he was like,
And I went with you.
yeah. And with a smile, he was like, I was right. It is cancer.
And I
But the
was like,
reason I'm smiling is because of all the cancers to have, this is the
yes.
one that reacts the best, the markers and genetic
oh,
markers it
wow.
had to chemo and radiation. He's like, so the remission rate and the curing rate is very, very high.
And I'm glad
So
we didn't wait. Like,
Right.
things get in the way in life, and you're like, I'll go to the doctor. Or we went to just get a new doctor because we moved to California, and he's like, and this is happening. She's like, oh, I want you to get that checked out. Go to the ENT. But like, if we just kept
you know,
postponing, it could have gotten worse,
yeah,
which
Right.
things,
exactly.
No,
As
it all played
performers,
out the way it needed to be. And I've heard
yes,
you sing recently on clips and stuff. It seems like you're 100% back. So congratulations on that.
yes.
yeah. Back in
Then
May,
we get
Thank
came
to
you.
back in
Miss
May.
Desi here. Now,
So then
tell
we
me, I
had
mean, how are you? Are you
I'm
100% back or?
I'm doing well. No. I am in PT. I just went to physical therapy this morning. But then we did lots of shows. We had a nice tour in Montana in March, all this. And then in June, I was dancing. My mom has a dance studio, so she had me do a number. And it was just a jazz dance. I did some sort of move and I tore my ACL and meniscus, which this has happened to me two other times. So it's three total from dancing. Dancing is very difficult, and apparently my knees don't do well. They do well for a long time. It's
Yeah.
been over 13 years since I hurt myself. So, and I did very hard things. So it
Mhm.
just was a fluke. And so I had to have knee surgery again, which a lot of people know. It's a process. I couldn't walk for 6 weeks on crutches. Now I'm in PT. I can walk you would not know I was injured, but as a dancer and what we love to do, tap dance, I'm not there yet, but my PT is awesome. It's literally the best in Orange County. She's like, yeah, February, that's a great date. You'll be back. And what we do, we choreograph it ourselves. So as you know, so we can make it work. And I will be back 100%. I won't be hindered by this. I've always made a comeback, and this is nothing different. It's just time.
I
And
saw you on some
chances.
kind of football field or something like lugging tires. Or
Isn't that crazy?
okay, that's
Yep.
not what my PT looks like.
I know.
It's like
See,
leg lift, leg lift. you know?
It's very high, like they work with lots of professional athletes. So I'm a dancer, so like they're training me like that so I can be strong again. And my legs are strong normally, so just getting the muscle back. Yeah, it's very different.
So talk to me now
California.
about One Spouse is Down. You're a duo partner, and just
Yeah.
there'll be links at the bottom of this thing. I'm going to show you how fabulous they are in their performances and where they're appearing. All that's going to be at the bottom of this. I want you to get to know them as the couple and the people that they are in this little
Yeah.
interview because it's short and brief. But tell us about One Spouse is Down, the other's the breadwinner. I noticed that when Desi was down with her PT and with her knee issues, you were out and about performing
Yeah.
and choreographing. How does that just happen? It's like, okay, I can't do my shows. We have to cancel this. Let me hit the road and do something else. How does that work out for both of you?
Well, we were lucky that you had something.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I fill in with the Midtown Men
Yeah.
quite often. Right, so I go and sing with the original Jersey Boys cast. You know, J. Robert Spencer, Daniel Reichert, Michael Longoria. Christian Hoff's on medical leave right now, so I fill in for his shoes. The same role we played on Broadway, Tommy DeVito. And so yeah, I'm lucky that I can do that and still make some money. And then when Desi's back for 100%, we can do both. Like so, the dates that I'm Midtown Men, it doesn't conflict with our show, or I make sure it doesn't affect, so we can still do that. And vice versa, when I was injured and Desi was not, or when I was out with my neck, she was still, you know, teaching and choreographing, and we were able actually
voiceovers, which you couldn't do.
and I could do
voice.
voiceovers.
So I can still do voiceovers, which I did. I recorded like a Chobani yogurt with my leg in like on crutches. So like you can do that. That's
right.
great.
You can.
So those little things,
Mhm.
thankfully we had that stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, we're just
It's
Yeah.
tough. It is tough because it is a duo act, and so if one of them
we
goes
had so
down,
much planned.
oh, we were
Yeah,
supposed to
I
perform
know.
at
I
the
saw. I remembered all
Arts
the
from
dates and
Quest and all
everything.
these shows. Yeah. So,
So
but
speaking
luckily,
of dates, you're back on the East Coast in February. Tell us
That's
a little
right.
bit about that gig and what show
Yeah.
are you going to bring?
yeah, February 28th, it's at the Hun Fish Club.
They call it HFC Underground.
That's
So it's the beautiful restaurant. It's amazing
Oh yeah,
food.
amazing.
Then there's a small space they created downstairs.
It's like a cabaret speakeasy.
lovely,
It's awesome.
great bar and great food.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And piano. And
it's just piano, and they have a small stage, and we still do some dancing on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lovely
What's the show you're going to
venue.
bring there?
we're gonna
know you
bring
have-
it from Broadway to Hollywood.
Yeah, that's- Is that
yeah.
the one you're hoping to bring to London? If I can help you broker
Yes,
this
that's
deal?
the
Absolutely.
one.
Yep.
It's such a
That's a
great
great
title.
Yeah. Because you know we moved from New York to LA or California, so from Broadway to Hollywood.
But
you know,
also
we
the
celebrate.
style.
We celebrate, you know, the golden age of musical theater and movie musicals. So it's great stuff from
Yeah.
like Singing in the Rain to
Well, you guys are
Jersey
like Fred
Boys.
and Ginger dance team, but you're kind of like Rosemary and Bing singing.
And
You know what I
sing.
mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
they weren't always known for their vocals, but these guys weren't always. It's like
Yeah.
this marriage of
Awesome.
super talents in who the
Yeah.
two of you are on stage. You're delicious
you.
on stage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of delicious, how's Zilia and how's she adapting to being out on the West Coast and with both of you being down and everything? How she's doing?
Well, she has more time with us, which is great.
Mhm.
We're not
Great.
leaving as much, but she's great. It's wonderful to be near my parents, grandparents. So it's, you know, they get to see her all the time, and it's really special for them. And
Mhm.
she's great. She loves it here. She does miss we have our house still in Jersey City, renting it out, but she's always like, I miss my room. I'm like, well, we're gonna get in, you know, it'll be fine. It's an old thing that she remembers.
Yeah.
So she's young.
Yeah.
She's 6.
She misses her
Still studying
room.
French?
Yes, she
She
is.
goes to the French school out here. There's one in Orange, and it's the same as it was in Jersey City. So
Mm.
it's bilingual, and her French is
Like,
amazing.
oh, it's
I'm so
her
in.
vocabulary and pronunciation. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
that
good.
makes me
Now,
cry.
let me ask you, each of you, I'll start with you, Nick. Dream role. If tomorrow someone says, I want you on Broadway, this is your dream role, what would it be?
Wow. That's a very good question. If they bring back Crazy for You, Bobby Child, that's I'm maybe getting a little too old, but I can dye my hair. How big is the house? I can play 20, late 20s, early 30s.
That's
The
great.
So
things they
yeah,
do with lights these days, you know?
right? Lights and makeup. Yeah. If it's like a show that's currently running, I saw *And Juliet* and loved it. A role of Shakespeare, it's a lot of fun. Jersey Boys, Tommy DeVito is one of my favorites. But if they said, Nick, we're doing Crazy for You, we want you as Bobby Child. Oh, I'm there.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
And what about you, darling? I think I
I-
know, but
Oh, you do? There's
Well.
so many though.
I know.
I would love to play Aurora in Kiss of the Spider Woman. They don't ever do that. And I can hit those notes. So I can hit those low notes and I can dance my butt off. Anything that Cheetah has played, I find so much. I'm so familiar, like just the way she is. I love her. I
Yeah.
miss her.
Is it Bye Bye Birdie as well?
Oh, Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah.
They're doing it somewhere and I
That's something
my
you can do
tape
together
in.
too, right? Yeah.
And
Yes.
tell me, what role could you envision the two of you doing together? Has there
Well-
been a married couple team? I mean, I think in Secret Garden,
Oh, is someone married?
yeah, but other than that, I can't really recall anybody.
There's
as a-
not that many.
I mean, Bye Bye Birdie, that's
Of
Bye Bye.
course,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that
Rosie.
would actually be
right?
really great for us.
Yeah.
People.
What's the other one that people say, oh, you guys should do that together? What's the one with the baseball? Baseball
Guys,
player?
and
No?
Oh,
whatever
the
Lola
Lola
wants.
ones.
Yeah.
Damn Yankees.
Damn Yankees.
Yeah.
What is it? What is the married couple one that's just two people? What's his name was talking about it?
I don't know.
remember.
I know, but we've been fortunate to be, we did a production of Jersey Boys in Lancaster where I filled in for a couple of weeks as Tommy DeVito. Desi was Mary Delgado.
We
We
did
played
Cabaret.
Cabaret where I was just Clifford Bradshaw and she was Eliza Roll. What's her role?
Sally Bowles.
Sally Bowles. Thank you.
But yeah, there hasn't been that many opportunities. You would think it would be an amazing opportunity
What
for
a
like
hook that
the
would be. I would think.
theater.
Right?
I think it would be a
It's
wicked
hard.
hook. Yeah.
It depends on a lot, like equity contracts. Like there's been lots of things
Yeah.
that he gets, and they're like, we don't have a contract for you, but we want you. I'm like, great.
Thanks for wanting me.
Women.
Yeah. No, like Something Rotten. I could play Shakespeare or Bob or the
Yeah.
what's the Bob Bottom,
Yeah.
one of the bottom Nick Bottom, and then Bay.
Yeah.
Like that was we got that essentially, or like we were trying to make it work. They didn't have enough equity contracts, but stuff like
Desi,
that.
I know that you have met your icon of
Yeah.
tell me
Cheetah
about
and
her.
Liza.
Tell me what Cheetah's like.
Well, the first time I met her, I was on stage at Paper Mill Playhouse, Can, and I looked in the audience. It was the opening because she did Can, the national tour. She was in like the second row, and I just saw her in the audience, and I just like dancing for Cheetah because she loves dancers. I mean, she's a dancer first. And then backstage, she came back. I had my wig cap on. I have this great photo. She just hugged me like she was my mom. And we just had this squeezy picture with I have a wig cap, I look bald. And she was just so enamored and lovely and wonderful. And then, I sang for her at Goodspeed was honoring her, a gala, and I asked him like, can I sing? And like, yes. Like I just asked because I'm like, you're honoring her. I love her. I played Anita, and it was great. She gave me a standing ovation because I sang all that jazz. And just talking to her, she really loves dancers, and that's another reason why I connect is I'm a dancer first. So there's just something about how I go about things. So I relate with her perfectly. But she was, an icon. Reading her book recently, you just know when she's unhappy, and she is so sassy. I think I'm very similar to her. She
We
shows
want
you
to
when
be
she's
her when we
not
grow
happy.
up. Yeah.
Yes, we do. She was wonderful, and there's a reason why she lasted so long in the business. And
And Nick, have you met or who would you want to meet as one of your icons?
Oh, wow. It's a great
Gene
question.
Kelly.
I mean, yeah, if
He
we,
was
if we can go back in time,
Yeah.
Gene Kelly, absolutely.
Of course.
but so many.
Fred Astaire is incredible. I've always been inspired by Norbert Leo Butz. Growing up, I sang, sang the last 5 years, and every role he plays, it's in my
Fiero.
future
You got to
Fiero,
do it.
and I got to play that. Yeah, so Norbert Leo Butz is an incredible performer, and I haven't had the chance to meet him or see him live, but that's someone I'd love to have a meal with and just say thank you for the inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Desi, you just said that you're a dancer first, and but let me just say this to our audience. They dance like no one's business, first of all, first and foremost, but their voices are Broadway caliber, beautiful, big, amazing, nuanced voices. Their harmonies are stunning. They sing in different languages. There's always a surprise guest of someone that I think you might know. Well, it's more Liza than Barbara, but it's just a fun show. You guys are a ball of fun. I can't wait to come see
Thank
you
you.
at the Hunt and Fish Club in February. I will so be there because I miss you. I
Okay.
just have to hug you.
Miss you too.
Um,
Yes.
Look below. I'll have links to everything. I'll let you know where they're performing. Thank you for spending this time with us. They crossed the
you.
bridge of nightlife exchange. We like to say that, where Broadway meets cabaret meets jazz. Well, you've got 3 of those categories right here in this couple. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for spending a few minutes with me, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Totally my pleasure. We'll see you next time.